Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. But first, we start with the energy of, yes, the hermit. We are in the perfect place for this energy, aren't we? We are on the cusp of the new season. Now, in the natural world, I would say the season has come. But as far as the solstice, as we celebrate it on the calendar by measured time, we are on the cusp. We are walking into summer in the south and winter in the north. And I don't know about you, but in the high seasons, that's when I want to be left alone. I would just love it if I had some time to myself. Now, most of us don't have that luxury, do we? Some of us, yeah. Some of us don't even want to have it. Some of us want to be with people all the time. But you and me, Aquarius, yeah, we know each other. I'm actually an Aquarius moon. We like to do our own thing. Especially, oh, I'm way up there. I was looking at the wall. Especially when it gets real cold. Or it gets real hot. And people start acting up. Because they're acting up, aren't they? And so there's a pull towards this more kind of solitary, I think introspective, that's the energy. Kind of just put them blinders on and focus on what you have going on for you, what you're working out. Now, you might be among people constantly. And I always think of it this way, right? We can be in hermit mode for sure and still be interacting with people constantly all day. When I lived in the city, which most of my life I lived in a city of some kind, I felt very anonymous. Obviously I wasn't, but I felt very kind of out there among all the people, but alone. Probably I felt more lonely than at any other time in my life. Not even just alone, just like an individual, my own person. I didn't have to talk to anybody. Everybody was kind of on the same, energy wavelength, right? Not all the niceties or small talk. You just kind of go about your business. You mind your business. You keep your eyes down. You're still vigilant so you don't get robbed or anything. But, But then, when I moved away to these smaller and smaller towns, I felt very seen. I felt and not like necessarily in the best way, but yeah, noticed. I don't feel invisible anymore. I wish I did. I've been working on it. But yeah, that hermit mode, it's funny because sometimes it's like when we're around the most people, we're in the most hermit posture possible. But when we go out to our ashram or our, retreat, our little cloistered world away from everything else where we hope not to ever leave, that's when we might feel so much more connected. I don't know why it happens that way, but it does for me. Now, if it does for you, let me know in the comments, because I feel like maybe I'm just rambling. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do. I don't know. Maybe I'm just very oppositional. Whatever it is, it's the opposite for me. But anyways, thank you for being here, Aquarius. I love you so much. You're my favorite. Are you? You might be. I don't know. Everybody's my favorite. Nobody's my favorite. I'm feeling very goofy. You can tell. It's been busy over here for the holidays. So let's see. We have two people leaving each other. Okay, right in the middle. So we start out with this almost feeling of strife, I think. Miscommunications, missed opportunities to maybe get closer. I almost feel like this is like sisters or siblings, or not so much brothers, but it does feel like, I mean, it could be, but it feels like sisters. It feels like brother and sister, or sisters, or maybe best friends, or, something like this. I'm trying to find a place where, there we go. Maybe this, there we go. And I was just shoveling. I was shoveling and scraping ice all this morning. So my arm is tired. It's fatigued. Okay, so now we have a person over here who looks to be holding some kind of sword. Now cutting apart, and it looks like we have fish. Okay, so now the fish are our resources. This usually equates to money. I feel like this is a place where I feel like you're really working hard to make your money go as far as possible. Not that I'm not saying you're broke, right? You might be. A lot of us are. But for the most part, what this is, in my mind, is like a preemptive, I got to start, tightening the buckle or belt or whatever they say. I got to start kind of really thinking about, what am I spending my money on? What subscriptions do I have that I'm not using? What's more realistic if something were to happen and I needed to, get through a couple months until I get another check, this kind of thing. I think we all think about these, variables, I guess. But I feel like the uncertainty of things, also the holidays, change of season, it gets us kind of taking inventory. At least it does me. And at the end of the year, right? You kind of got to take stock of things. So I feel like for you, this is really going to be kind of a focus, a main focus, is making sure that the money that you have coming in and the money that you have is being spent well and with intention, right? And if there's any way to kind of, minimize some of the spending, I think that is like your big mental focus. We have that sword. That's all about the mental, right? That airy quality. So I do feel like we have a little bit of strife here. We have very money conscious. Okay. Now I want to turn this like this because it looks like we have almost like a little lake. That's kind of what I saw this as right here. And we have a little duck on top of it. It looks like we have a little house up here. Now, we also have a wolf, some kind of canine, okay? We have the number 37 actually, 37. So it looks like Tate or Yate, Y-A-T-E or T-A-T-E, Tate possibly. We also have, it looks like T6 at the bottom. And we have the Phoenix. So I feel like really we have the wolf, we have the little lake, the water, we have the duck kind of chilling on it. Now the duck to me represents being able to get through some treachery, to get through some, choppy waters If you've ever seen a duck out there when the waves get going on the water, you'll know they just kind of like bob around, right? They just know what to do. They probably don't even think about it. I mean, obviously, they're probably just instinctually, like how we breathe, right? Or walk, or, dodge something when it's coming at us. So I do feel like you are really good at getting through so much, but it doesn't always, we have this idea that, I don't know, challenges build us up, and they do. I'm a firm believer that we need to be out of our comfort zone. We need to be, going through a refinement process, a self-evolution. I happen to believe, I don't align myself with much, but I do happen to believe that this life is about developing, beyond the self, of course, but developing whatever that true thing is, right? That most interior thing. But, right, and I'm saying, like, challenges, they help us. The ordeals we must have. We must suffer in life. We do. It's innate in us, right? But there are limits, right? And there are times where it's like, I just really don't need to go out of my way to put myself in a position that is going to be, maybe traumatic even, or put you in a place where you get stuck. You don't know how to get out of it. If we can help it, we won't go there, right? So I feel like in this situation where whatever it is that you have going on, where you're like really pushing yourself, but you're feeling like, I don't know if this is right for me, if this is something that is going to be beneficial in the long run, because you're not feeling it. In fact, it maybe is even stressing you out more than anything. I feel like that lingering wolf at the door, the wolf in the woods, on the tree line stalking you, that energy, you must listen to it. These things, they fry our nervous system. When we dwell in stress, paranoia, panic, grief, sadness. Now, I'm not saying like buck up and, you'll be all right. Kind of, though. I mean, I don't know. No. But we have to make ourselves do the work on some level. Okay? Now, I feel like for you, there's a lot of emotionality right now. I feel like you're having moments where it's just great peaks of anxiety. And you don't make good choices when you are anxious. Nobody does. Not for any extended amount of time. Now, once in a while, we have a little panic. Okay, something happened. It makes us panic. We get anxiety. We go on with our lives and everything works out, right? Well, I think more and more I meet people who are living in states of terror quite often. And not for, 15 minutes or an hour or whatever. I'm talking about a good portion of their waking life is in a state of extreme anxiety of one form or another. And often shifting between, right? We cannot live a life we want to when we are always in that mode. Now, I understand it. I have anxiety. I have panic attacks, night terrors. If I start stuttering, which I do, and that's like when I'm really having like a real flare up, or like a PTSD kind of attack, or I don't know what to call it, a moment where I am slipping from myself, and my body gets into a state of survival and terror and shaking and, all of that stuff. And I've had this for years, sometimes worse than others, of course. I've gone, long periods of time without having, and then sometimes it's constant every day. So I say all of this to qualify myself as somebody who's not just like, oh, you gotta, breathe some fresh air and get some sun and you'll be all right. But it's all part of it. Drinking the water, getting the sleep, moving your body, right? To your degree of ability. I'm not saying you have to go out there and run marathons, but we need to do something so we don't get locked into ourselves, right? And so I feel like for you, you're really like acutely aware that you're lingering constantly at, kind of on the edge of, am I going to have a really bad anxiety kind of day? So I say to you, looking at this, that there needs to be a conversation with yourself where you are brutally honest about what is it that is causing this kind of stirring in me? Is it something that needs to be addressed? Does something need to leave my life? Do I need something in my life? I'm not saying you have to do all the root work, but I think getting past the symptom, down deeper into what this is, because I do feel so much anxiety here for you. I feel like you start to, come together. These moments, they get less and less. You start to remember yourself, your confidence returning. But it's not something to just succumb to. There are a lot of things in our life where we just have to lean into it, like grief, for instance, deep sadness. Sometimes we have to lean into it because you have to go through it to get out of it. With anxiety like this, it doesn't necessarily help to provoke it. You have to endure it, of course. But I do feel like it's, it's not, and I'm also a firm believer that these moments in our lives are blessings because they make us stop and really work on stuff. And that's it, period. They make us really see I gotta change something now, or I'm gonna get wrecked by this. And I don't think that I can't imagine an Aquarius just kind of rolling over to it, right? So we have that Phoenix we were talking about right over here. Okay, also the letter B. Also the letter B. Then we have the house. We have the letter M in the house. We have the, is it the capstone missing? No, I think this is a volcano. So we'd also have the volcano. We have a little plume. So there is a sense of the volatility. I feel like this is such an important time for you to be exercising control with yourself, your reactions. You might be a person that is quite volatile when you are feeling stressed out or overstimulated or whatever. A lot of us are, right? But I feel like for you, this is a time where we are kind of learning how to control those reactions. And I know you're here for a tarot reading and you're like, what the heck is this? What is she talking? This is the stuff, dude. This is we're a few clicks deeper. Not that it means more because it's deeper, but this is where we dwell closer to the self. And all the things that you're looking for, the luck, the money, the love, whatever it is. All of this is it's attached to the end strands of the things that we're talking about. So when we are aligning ourselves with the universe so that we can receive what we need, what we want, what we're trying to manifest, attract, create, whatever, we have to look at these issues. We have to talk about them. So, I do see this being a time where it's difficult. It's not the easiest, but it is fortifying you. And you come out with that strong royal wand energy. Now, you Aquarius are somebody who wants to do the work quietly, privately. You don't have to do this for everybody to see. And so, I feel that's really where this hermit energy comes from. Now, I want to get back around. I want to talk about maybe what is going on within the family a little bit. What is happening that is kind of causing some kind of maybe like really deciding to walk away from somebody who you obviously love a lot. They seem like they probably are your sibling or somebody like a sibling. So we have the Princess of Discs, the Ten of Swords. Yeah, look at that high wand energy, like I said. Now, let's see. Yeah, I figured. Nine of Swords. Look at this. Yo, heavy wand energy. We'll do one more. Yeah, okay. So, we also have the Magus or the Magician. So we begin with this energy of the Princess of Discs. Now, this is maybe... I feel like this is like where you are trying to dwell more within your life and not be in your head all the time, right? And I think that this is maybe what is provoking some of this conflict. And I think probably that is because you are using your years and years and years of hobbies, interests, your, contemplation, watching stuff and being very, very perceptive, and you're in the world, you're seeing stuff, you're like, oh yeah, I want that, or I should do that, I'm gonna go learn about this or that. You're constantly in a state of motion. Now, this person in your life, I feel like they are somebody who, well, has a tendency towards jealousy, a tendency towards wanting what everybody else has, and that kind of thing. And I think for you, it's much more about the process of actually doing. Okay. Now, this situation has gotten you in your head. We have that 10 of Swords. I feel like it is something that every time you try to really like talk this out or, figure out like, what could I do to make you more comfortable? Not that you're like a pushover, but this is somebody you care about and you want to keep the peace. And that's ultimately what it feels like. Now, I feel that they're just not having it. They don't want to hear what you have to say. No matter how much you've thought about it, how intentional or, off the cuff it is, there's just a sense of like, I'm not hearing you, period. Now, rising emotions, passion followed behind, right? I feel like this hermit energy just comes from this place of, I'm frustrated. I don't really want to be involved in this anymore. They are completely unwilling to be reasonable, at least in your perception. And so I'm going to put, my time, energy into things that I actually care about. Now, the Nine of Swords, I feel like there is a sense of cruelty between the two of you coming from both sides. Now, I'm not trying to say that you are the one that's gone out of your way to be rude or anything, but I feel like you have met their energy with equal cruelty, okay? Now, as you withdraw into your kind of well, hermit world, right? I feel that there seems to be, and we have the magician here, there seems to be this opportunity to let go of all of that and not let it take your time up, your vital resources, your attention, all the mental gymnastics. Now you've had it all freed up. You have all this time, or at least the will to do the work within the time that you have. Okay, so you are building. And that's going to be the next thing, is that you are building. You are building some kind of life for yourself, some kind of reality for yourself. You are making things happen. And quite naturally, as it usually does, your problems with people or people who have problems that are in your life, it is taking care of itself. You don't have to go out of your way to ask them to leave because, well, the wind has already taken them, right? So I do feel a sense of relief in not having to interact with somebody who is very jealous, it seems, and really very immature emotionally, especially. Okay. Let's see. We're going to do 3 lucky numbers. 79, 23, 79 again. We're going to redo it. 43. Is that Kirby? Was Kirby Puckett 43 or 34? I always forget. I'm not going to chew my ice. I almost did. Listen, I got all this ice. Let's see. Aquarius, I love you. I love you. I love you. Please. And we have right here our little turtle. Right here. You see it? Little turtle going towards the future. Take it slow. Go slow with it. Okay? There's no rush. Everything's good. Everybody good. Just be mindful, do your things, keep your foundation together. I'm sorry that there's maybe some family conflict. I was trying to think of what's the word. I was going to say warring, but conflict. I wanted to mention my beautiful necklace, and it is a necklace. I put it up to show it off, and I don't know if you can see, there's like a crescent moon on it. My wonderful friend Kian, he is one of my daughter's friends, actually, made this beautiful necklace for me, and I'm super excited. I'm going to go wear it on live stream here in a few minutes. So thank you, Kian. I super appreciate the beauty that this necklace is, and I'm going to wear it proudly. And it was perfect timing because it is the new moon today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, we did not see this side. Look, it looks like it says 6-7. My daughter drew me a picture, my husband and I, a picture yesterday. It had a bear that was very cute, and there was, her name and mom and dad and hearts, and then right in the middle, it just said heart 6-7. I said, girl, does this say 6-7? She said, it says 6-7. Oh. All right. It's fine with me. To me, it equates to Bana, which we will always uplift and exalt in my work. So, yeah, go for it. Keep saying it, kids. All right. So we have, we have an eye on you. There's an eye on you right here. Look, there's the eye in there. Now, it almost kind of looks like, We have the number 31. I almost kind of wonder if it's like being filmed. Now, I don't mean this in like a creepy, it's in the ceiling in the bathroom kind of way. That I hope not. I mean, geez. But almost kind of like at work or something, which you're aware of. We're all aware if we go anywhere, especially, you know, into places of business or, you know, public places like courthouses or libraries or what. There are cameras everywhere, out in the streets, out in the buildings, whatever. I imagine we all assume we're being filmed, right? And so I don't know. I feel like it's almost kind of like somebody watching you at work through a video feed. Now, I almost wonder if this is maybe like they're reviewing something, but oddly, and usually I would be like creepy, 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 but oddly, I think that this will be to your benefit. I actually think that this is going to, you know, help you in some way. So, whatever you're doing, I feel like it's, you know, it's in your benefit. And it's probably been on camera and somebody's going to be looking at it. So hopefully, it was something nice. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me this whole time. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd like to hear from you. Other than that, we'll talk soon. Absolutely. Take care of yourself. Come check me out on live stream. Good night.